Hi, I'm Tracy, VE3TWM, and this is my Field Day 2024 video. 2 years ago, I was at this campsite right here, this was a really good campsite from a coverage from the sun on a baking hot weekend perspective, but kind of cramped. I did manage to put up a 40 through 10 meter mini Wyndham, and that worked out pretty well, and I had my 15 meter half square set up over here as well. But while here that weekend, I took a little walk just down the laneway here amongst the various campsites, and I saw another campsite. So let's just take a walk over there now, and I'll show you what I'm doing this year. Just a little ways down the lane here is this site. Now, this is a pretty good sized site. Even if you just look to the logs in the back there, that's the site boundaries. And I got a robin come for a quick visit. That's kind of nice. But here's the adventure mobile, and here's a look at the site. But what really caught my eye is take a look at the back. So the logs laying down there. Look what's behind there. It's a field. It's empty. There's no campsite down there. And you'll see some trees at the far end. On the other side of that is the beach and Lake Erie itself. But I took a look at this site and I thought, what the heck? Look at all that room I have to work with. I could absolutely set up a long wire if I wanted to operate 80 meters, even potentially a 160 meter antenna. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to do that this year, but something I'm definitely going to do is, my plan is for an NVIS, Near Vertical Incident Skywave Antenna. So something that will pretty much shoot my signal up, but come back down at a sharp angle for good close range communication. Now, if I'm talking about 40 meters, that should give me coverage, maybe out to 200 miles or so. Because I'm in southern Ontario, central east part of the continent, that puts me pretty close to an awful lot of American states, which are heavily populated with hams and field day stations. So New York, across the water here would be New York, Pennsylvania is not far away, Erie, Pennsylvania area, and just down to the rest of Pennsylvania, at least on the western side. Ohio, Michigan, not too far away from Michigan. Lots of potential for making contacts within that near vertical incident skywave range. So that's my plan for 40 meters. Now, I brought along with me two antennas. I've brought along an N9SAB 80 through 10 meter. This is an off-center fed. Now, I need to use a tuner with that one. So I'm considering putting that one up. The other one that I'm considering putting up, again in the NVIS configuration, is going to be an N9SAB 40-20 link dipole. But I'm thinking, if I put the 40-20 link dipole up in the 40 configuration, leave the extensions on, that will mean I don't need to use a tuner on 40 meters. It does, however, mean that I'm not going to be able to work 80 meters. But 80 meters has been pretty rotten in the daytime. And the very nature of NVIS means that it's not going to work very well at night when the band opens up. That's something I'll try, but it'll be interesting to see what happens after dark with that antenna. I've also brought along a secondary antenna. This is a 17-foot telescopic whip. A ham by the name of Rich in the US sent this across to me. Thank you very much, Rich. I'm going to be setting that up and seeing how that works. It is 4:17, Friday afternoon, Friday of Field Day Eve. I now have two antennas set up. Believe me, it's so hot out here that I have taken multiple breaks to sit down and drink and just rest. I've even made a trip to the campground shower and showered up. Man, did that feel good, but I'll tell you right now, after having been back for about 20 minutes, it doesn't feel like I had a shower at all one of those days. But hey, it's field day, and it's worth all the effort. Okay, so you may see the military fiberglass stacking poles in front of you. There are 3 of them putting the near end of an N9 SAB linked dipole. It's a 40-20 linked dipole with the links for 40 meters in place that I will be using as a near vertical incident skywave NVIS antenna for field day. Now, my original plan was to go down into the field there that you see beyond and set up a similar pole. But down there, there's an awful lot of biting flies, and it was not pleasant and not a great location to put pegs in the ground to support the mast. So what I've done is I found a handy tree branch off to the side that is anchoring the other end, keeping it up at approximately 9 feet. So there's my NVIS antenna all set up. Now that's going to do me fine on 40. I'm foregoing 80 as a result of the change that I made. But now let me show you what I'm going to do for the higher bands. This is a kit that Rich put together himself. He ordered the individual parts. He reached out to me after seeing one of the live streams, the monthly live streams that I do with my friends Chris, Kilo 2, Charlie Juliet Bravo, and Tim, November 9, Sierra Alpha Bravo. And it was very kind. So thank you very much, Rich. I really appreciate this. So there are a total of 12 radials. I'm hoping you can see them in the camera shot here. I'll give another look in just a moment to show you, that are spread around. And I'm really interested to see how this is going to work. Now, because it's one of these 17-foot telescopic antennas, it will need to be tuned for each band manually every time. Here is a look at the base of the antenna. So you can see where the coax is terminating into the SO239. It's an L connector he's got there to plug into the bottom of the M8 receptacle. There are a couple of attachments for the radials. There's 2 different sets of radials, 6 radials each, and I've just got them spread out more or less in a circular pattern around. I would suggest that these radials, and I didn't measure them before coming out, but they look to me like they're somewhere around 15 feet long, which would make it fine for 20 meters. Let's get the N9 SAB, the 40 meter linked dipole, and let's just do a scan of the 40 meter band. And look at that. What a beautiful curve we've got there. So I've got under 2 to 1 across all of the 40 meter band, rising just a bit towards the high end, but I think that'll be just fine with my 705 and no tuner. Now let's take a look and see what Rich's 17-foot telescopic antenna gives me. Okay, let's see what we get on the 17-foot telescopic. And look, we are, wow, that's pretty great. We're below 1.5 to 1. Looks like pretty much across the 20 meter band. That's really nice. Geez, I didn't expect that. Well, let's meet the radio stars of today's show. I have with me 2 portable rigs. The first one is my Icom 705. Now the 705 is connected up to the N9 SAB 40 meter link dipole, which has the 40 meter extensions on it. So that's mono band, and I'm going to be running the 705 as my primary 40 meter rig. The other rig, my SGC SG-2020, this radio is connected to the telescopic whip antenna. No tuner required across all of 20 meters. Now, if I were going to try to operate on either 15 or 10 meters, I would need to adjust the antenna manually. I'm going to see how it goes on 20, and if I'm making contacts on 20, then I'll just leave it on 20 for the duration of the contest. I don't even know if 15 and 10 are going to be open this weekend. The SGC 2020 is set for 17 watts. That is the maximum that this particular SG 2020 can output. I have the 705 set to 5 watts. However, I do have it going through this MXP50M amplifier. There's an amplifier, and I guess this Chinese company is so cheap they can't even afford a brand name. But this is plugged in. This is the first time I will have used this amplifier in the field.
CQ Field Day, this is November 3, India Charlie. November 3, India Charlie, CQ Field Day.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike, please copy 3 Alpha, Mike, Delta, Charlie. QSL.
Copy 3 Alpha, Mike, Delta, Charlie. Please copy 1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra.
1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra. Thanks and good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Whiskey 8, Lima Romeo Kilo. Cheers,
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike.
Copy 3 Alpha, Mike, India. Please copy 1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra.
1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra. 7-3.
7-3. How many other rigs out there scream field day the way the SGC 2020 does? You know, for all the elegance of the 705, the 2020 is a brute, and it's just got that feeling to it. And I love to operate this radio. Has it got its quirks? They all do, absolutely. Does it have limitations? 100%. But boy, when I sit down in front of this and I spin the dial, it's unquestionably, it's got really good performance. I mean, the receiver is good. It's got built-in DSP bandwidth filtering, so on conditions like field day, I am able to get rid of some of the surrounding QRM when I'm making a contact. Having the 20 watts built in, that's a nice sweet spot, as most of you know, in terms of battery consumption versus output power. For all these reasons and more, I love to operate with the SGC 2020, and as far as I can tell, this is going to come with me on every field day from here on out.
CQ Field Day, this is Whiskey 0, Echo Romeo Hotel.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike.
1 Delta. Victor Echo 3, something Uniform Delta, go again.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike. We are 3 Alpha, Kansas, Kilo Sierra, over.
Copy 3 Alpha, Kansas. Please copy 1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra.
Oscar, November, what?
Sierra, Ontario South.
Got it. Thank you, Ontario South.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, good luck. America, Germany, 3 India. Kilo Field Day.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike. Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike.
Tango Whiskey Mike first.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike. 1 Bravo, Whiskey Papa Alpha.
QSL, copy 1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra. 1 Bravo, 1 battery.
Okay, copy 1 Bravo. Thanks. Good luck. Alpha, John.
I'm an hour into the contest here. Field day, an emergency preparedness exercise. It's not a contest. When you get up and into it and you're working like a dog trying to make contacts through the din, it kind of feels like a contest. So yeah, I understand the origins of field day. Wow, it is hot. I don't know if you can see my shirt, but I am literally soaked right on through. It is just hot and muggy and all the rest of it. But you know what? The radio takes my mind off all of this stuff. It's fun. I've concentrated my efforts on 40 meters. To this point, I've made 22 contacts, and we're about an hour and a half in. And I've had a few distractions during that time period, which means that I haven't been able to devote that entire period to operating the radio, but still, it's a good start. How many am I going to finish up with this time with a low-to-the-ground antenna and an admittedly compromised ground-based antenna on the higher bands? It's going to be really interesting to see how it stacks up against last year when I did 102 contacts from that G5RV up at 40 feet. Yeah, okay, I'm out of breath. I gotta hydrate some more, take a little break, cool myself down as best I can. I've got no air conditioning unless I want to run in the car and sit there for 20 minutes, which I definitely don't want to do.
Alpha Charlie 7, Yankee Tango, QRZ.
Victor Echo 3, Tango, Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Victor Mike.
Negative, Victor Echo 3, Tango, Whiskey Mike.
Tango Whiskey Mike, we got it. Please copy 2 Alpha, Iowa.
QSL, copy 1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra.
QSL, Alpha Charlie 7, Yankee Tango, QRZ.
Good luck, November Whiskey 8 Sierra, field day. Whiskey 1 Bravo, Romeo Sierra. Whiskey 1 Bravo, Romeo Sierra, 5 Alpha, Ohio. Thank you for the 5 Alpha, Ohio. We are 7 Foxtrot, Connecticut. Thanks for Connecticut. Good luck, November Whiskey 8 Sierra, field day.
Victor Echo 3, Tango, Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike, 5 Alpha, Ohio.
QSL 1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra.
Thanks for Ontario South. Good luck, November Whiskey 8 Sierra.
Okay, update. It is now just coming up on 7 o'clock local time. It's clouding over. I have a feeling we're in for some rain or some weather of some sort tonight. Hopefully it breaks the temperature. But if not, it just is. Will just persist. Making some progress, strictly 40 meters. Was not having much luck at all on 20 meters with the telescopic whip antenna. So really focusing in on the NVIS antenna, on the 40 meter dipole, and so far at 50 contacts total in the log.
QRZ from Whiskey 0 America, W0A field day.
Victor Echo 3, Tango, Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike, go ahead.
QSL, copy your 3. Oh, never mind. Copy 1 Bravo, Ontario South, QSL.
Sorry again, I copied 1 Bravo, but didn't get to the location.
Ontario South, Oscar, November, Sierra.
QSL, 1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Blistering, Sierra. Please copy 3 Alpha, Missouri, 3 Alpha, Mike, Oscar, QSL.
Copy the 3 Alpha, Missouri. Thank you. Good luck.
73, thanks for the contact and good signal. QRZ.
Field day. Victor Echo 1 Foxtrot Oscar. Victor Echo 1 Foxtrot Oscar for field day.
Victor Echo 3, Tango, Whiskey Mike.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Whiskey Mike. Please copy 2 Alpha, November Sierra.
Copy 2 Alpha, November, Sierra. Nice to make a contact with Nova Scotia. Copy 1 Bravo, Oscar, November, Sierra.
1 Bravo, Oscar, November Sierra. Thanks and good luck.
7-3, good luck. Okay, it is late Saturday night, and I am going to pull the plug. I got a lot of packing up to do in the morning, and I've just hit 105 contacts. I'm happy with that. It's been a great field day. What have I learned from the exercise? Not really impressed with the 705's audio. The PX50M amplifier did a pretty good job for me. I'm impressed. It stayed cool, didn't draw a lot of power. My SGC 2020 worked very well into the evening as 40 meters I'm tired. 20 meters loosened up a little bit. Gave me some longer distance contacts with the telescopic antenna that Rich sent. So Rich, it worked really well for me this evening. It's 6:35 Sunday morning. You may be able to hear Lake Erie. There's a lot of wind going out there this morning. Skies are completely overcast. I suspect we're in for a lot of rain, and I've got a family function to attend later today. So let's do a little bit of a summary on field day. I'm not going to operate this morning. I'm just going to tear down and get back home and take care of the family business. Field day 2024. I came with some specific objectives. Here's a short summary of what I've learned. Number one, the Icom IC-705. I call it as I see it, and I don't, the only stake I have in the game here is to try to relate to you the experience I had with it. It's a pretty good radio, but I am struggling with the audio. The audio is distorted. I suspect that the AF amplifier is underpowered. When I go to turn the volume up to get good quality sound, I need it loud, above ambient noise, the sound distorts. I'm not sure if there's something I'm missing in the controls or not, but that's really bothering me about the IC-705. Otherwise, the rig performed very, very well. Difficult band conditions in terms of closely packed stations, lots of them, being able to use the filtering worked pretty well in combination with the RF gain, cranking that back. That was a positive experience. The 30 amp hour battery, lithium ion phosphate, it's the only one I used. I only used one for everything I did this weekend, including a POTA activation where I had a run of 60 contacts. So that was great. The amplifier, the little Chinese amplifier I was using, made a noticeable difference when I was working with it versus without it, and I did both just to see how much of a difference it would make, and I'm giving that one a thumbs up when used in combination with the Radiodan buffer. What else? The SGC 2020 performed very well in the evening on 20 meters, and speaking of that, the antenna, the telescopic antenna kit that Rich sent me, beautiful. In the evening on 20, I was making lots of contacts throughout North America. Thanks again to Rich for that one. If you bring in an iPad and it's got a 10-hour rated battery life for something like this, bring one of those rechargeable packs that you can plug in and recharge on the go as you're using your logging software on it. That's what I did, and I needed it to get through the event. Baking heat, hey, there's only so much you can do. The heat and humidity, there's only so much you can do about that. I powered through as best I can, but holy cow, if you have the opportunity to go and get a cold shower in the middle of the day, maybe even a couple of them, that can help you out immensely. And don't forget to stay hydrated. I was guzzling water and Gatorade like it was going out of style. Gatorade Zero, by the way, 5 calories, 10 calories, that sort of thing. Right now, at this time of the day, that's all I can think of in terms of summary. How did your field day go? Did you have a good time? Were you indoors, protected from the heat? Tell me about where you were, what the conditions were like, what the results and the bands were like. Sure would love to hear any of that. Please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Now it's your turn. Get out of the shack, get outdoors, and get on the air. 7-3 from Tracy, VE3, TWM.